Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me, folks. It means a lot. Now, I've literally just woken up. As you can see, I need to brush my hair and do several things. I need to jump in the shower. But yeah, man, I wanted to do this video yesterday, but like I said, I fell asleep and them things. I'm sure you all watched Spain versus Portugal. I'm sure you've all watched all of the World Cup games so far. And yeah, just a side note before I talk about Spain, Portugal. Probably the most boring game I've seen so far would probably be Uruguay versus Egypt, to be fair. I mean, Egypt put in a good show. Uruguay showed bits on forces. But in terms of general play, I was very unimpressed with Uruguay. Not to say they necessarily played bad. They can ball out and stuff. But it's just too many sideward passes, too many backwards passes, nobody being brave. Cavani and Suarez extremely isolated as a result of this. And to be fair, Cavani was cool, but Suarez, regardless of being isolated, was just dropping a stinker, to be fair. Probably their fullbacks were giving them joy. But other than that, then obviously Godin was... If Godin's at one point one of your best offensive players as well as defensive players, there's something wrong. Godin and Jimenez, obviously Jimenez stole it. I was impressed with Egypt, though, to be fair. Saudi Arabia, there's no real purpose to their play, but I was impressed with how they were trying to play, to be fair. Who else have we seen play? We've seen Uruguay versus Egypt. We've obviously seen Spain versus Portugal. Who played on the first game? We've seen Morocco play. Someone played, man, and there was enough goals. Russia played versus Saudi Arabia. So we've seen quite a few games, man, to be fair, and I've been impressed with all. Spain versus Portugal lived up to the billion. Rarely do these sort of games actually live up to the billions. I mean, we've been here before with these sort of sides, and normally 9 times out of 10 you might be set for a 1-0 or 2-1. So to see it at 3-3, it was a madness. Firstly, we've got to speak about the penalty incident, man. The penalty incident, I must admit, my first incident when I saw Ronaldo go down is that's a pen. And when I looked at it, it's a soft penalty. I can't lie to you, but I still think it is a pen. It's a soft penalty. If I'm a Spaniard and it happened against me or a Spanish national, I'll be going mad. If that happened at Arsenal, I'll be going mad. But it is a pen. Like, he milked it. He playing for it. He like Ronaldo, Robin, Hazard, Bale. When you get to these elite levels, they've mastered the art of letting someone making someone foul them when they didn't want to foul them, if that makes sense. So it's a shame on Nacho. Nerves of steel. Ronaldo steps up, man. Obviously, we saw a hat-trick. There's no need to talk about everything that happened in the game. Probably the biggest incidents. Costa, 2 lovely goals. Nacho redeemed himself, obviously with the sweet hit of a ball as well. Ronaldo obviously getting his 51st hat-trick and the 51st, coincidentally, of the World Cup. I actually think he's the oldest to score a World Cup, and that's the most goals he's scored with Ronaldo, I'm referring to, at a World Cup. He's got 2 goals with 2 shots. He's taken more shots and scored less in his previous rounds. Since 2004, he's scored in almost every... I believe he has scored in every international competition he's gone to. So the man's mad. It was a lovely game of football, man. I mean, there was a lot of talk. You saw my video in regards to how Spain losing their manager might affect them. You wouldn't have thought that. You saw Iniesta balling, Isco balling, Busquets dropping 2 lovely assists, especially the one for Costa. You saw Jordi Alba offering something. You just saw balling out. The manager thing don't matter now. Spain, it was vintage Spain. Iniesta, Silva, vintage Spain at times. And don't get me wrong, Portugal, I'm not going to gas it and say they were great to watch, but they were brave. They were trying to have a goal. I actually was impressed with how they set up defensively, apart from the Costa goal. That was a shambles. Pepe, you could say he's fouled, but Fonte, I don't know what you're doing. Costa's allowed to cut in, then cut again. Like, it's just complete ridiculousness, to be fair. But it was a lovely game of football for the neutrals and what the World Cup's about. For a lovely free kick from Cristiano Ronaldo in the dying embers of the game to make it 3-3, obviously. But past that, there weren't anything else to speak about apart from probably De Gea concentration levels. If I'm harsh, there's probably 2 of the 3 goals Ronaldo scored that De Gea definitely could have done better on, to be fair. Definitely the one that he palmed. But this happened against Austria. De Gea is a world-class keeper. You have to wonder where his head was at, in that game, because like just simply what the hell was going on there. Obviously, don't get me wrong, Portugal actually had a chance to score more as well. Guedes, you guys know I rate him highly and I want him at Arsenal. Didn't give a good account of himself on the world stage. There's no hiding place here. There was one opportunity, he overran it, he should have got his head up, and the one he really should have scored, I believe it was in the 28th minute or so. It was a lovely counter-attack. The ball fed to Ronaldo. When do you see Ronaldo passing these opportunities? He passed. You've got to hit it first time. Or if you're going to take a touch, your touch has to be immaculate like Dennis Bergkamp. The touch was woeful and the chance died. Stuff like that, there's no hiding place on the world stage, man. like I said, ultimately it was vintage Spain at times, and both sides arguably could claim they deserve to take all 3 points, and both teams have to be happy with a point. To be fair, car neither team deserve to lose, in my opinion. Like I said, it was vintage Spain at times when Portugal was sitting. I thought Portugal defended quite well, if I'm honest with you, considering the players they got on the pitch, the opposition I'm referring to. Spain at times you saw Ramos and Piqué coming out and playing and pushing the line up, and it was just vintage play. Some of the pockets and spaces and just some of the passes shouldn't be seen by a human. Some of the intricate play shouldn't be possible. Like, it was a good game of football, man. What's it? Did Costa bang the bar? Someone hit the bar, and I know for sure Isco had a bang over his left foot. It was a great game. Isco was balling out as well, man. Like, it was a great game, and both them sides should really go far, and they should have no worries in regards to the group stage. Morocco obviously got shagged at the death against Iran. Morocco played good football, but and I don't want to say anything. It's definitely football, but Portugal and Spain should have no problems progressing past Morocco. No disrespect to them and Iran, to be fair. So they should both go through. Interestingly, it will be who finishes second, because I actually think, I can't remember, but I did look. If you actually finish second, you actually get a bit of an allowance depending on who you might play against. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. There's nothing more to say on that front, guys. Deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out.